Okay, so here we are with our final actual drawing that we're going to do today, which is basically an assembly drawing, an exploded view, and then we're actually going to show you how to do an orthographic drawing of all the work that you've actually done. Okay, so again, rehashing what we've actually done, uploaded a picture of a disc pad system that I could actually draw around. I then created the steel shoe and the composite brake pad ready for assembly. Again, I don't want to actually redo my work, so I'm actually going to just click on Steel Shoe, open that up, and automatically go to File, Save As, and calling it something I understand, like Brake Pad Assembly. Right, save, and I actually have my object ready to go. Now, here, I actually don't need that background. I'm just going to turn that canvas off so I don't have to see that any further. And I've actually got this drawing. Now, what actually happens with these here, if I actually keep this on the origin and bring another drawing in like this one, what it actually does, it automatically loads it over the origin. It actually puts it in exactly the same position where it was before. So in this case here, if you remember, we actually extruded it forward, so it comes in exactly where we actually want it to go. But what will actually happen sometimes is that that drawing will load over the top of the other one. I'm just going to cancel that. So let me just get rid of that component. Bodies. Oh, it's not going to do it. What I'm actually going to do, I'll close that down there. If I wanted to actually do this drawing in another way, and I find I've actually got that problem, I'd actually click on this body here, and I'd actually move it out of the way. So I'll just drag it back just slightly so we can see how it actually goes in together. Okay, so in this case here, and I'm just going to turn this around a little bit, right? I now actually have an exploded view of what these objects actually look like. However, in the real world, these actually come in on a sheet of paper, and we want to make sure that we actually get that sheet nicely looking that way. And the beauty of Fusion 360 is that it actually does it for you. So here, I'm just going to go change from design to drawing, and I want to actually get my drawing from the current design. Okay. Full assembly, okay. You can see here it's going to print out on an A3 for me, and it's creating it new, and I'm just going to go okay. Give it a bit of time because it's bouncing up to the cloud, and you can see straight away it's put in this actual title block for me. It's got my name, it's got the date, it's got the name of the drawing, and I'm actually just going to click here roughly in about the middle of the page. Now, that's not an assembly drawing, that's a front view. I'm going to come back up here, and I'm actually just going to choose my home because that's what I actually want to have the image of. Still, it's pretty small. I'm actually going to change my scale to 1:1, and then I'm going to go okay. Bingo! I actually now have my exploded view of a brake pad. Easy as that. Okay. So again, here I'm just actually going to file, save as, save. Exploded view. How simple is that? And that's the beauty of CAD. Once we actually got these working, it's easy enough to actually get this happening. And you can see with a system, we can actually see how it all works and bring it together this way. Okay, so I'm just going to actually close that down now. Pretty easy. And we're going to actually do this again. Because now what we actually want to do, like you can see here, if we were actually drawing this in the group, one person could draw this component, another person could draw this, and then all those components go in the one file and we can assemble it. So when you're talking about doing a whole drawing of a brake pad, it gets a lot braking system, it gets a lot easier for you. Right, so now in this case here, if this is a real brake pad, I'll need to join this to this, okay? So that's what we're actually doing. One thing that we actually need to do is actually choose one of these objects here, and I'll just choose body 1. Oh. And I'll just call that steel so I know what it actually is. Enter. I'm going to just right click on it at the moment. Components. Let's go on components. Got that down there. Origins. That's right, body steel. Right click on that at the moment, and I should be able to. Oh, it's not letting me do it. Let me do it here. Ah, there it is there. It's actually allowing me, because I brought this component in, to ground it. Now what that means is that everything is going to assemble to this actual part. Okay, so that's what we actually want to do. I'm going to turn my steel back on. Now I need to actually join these two together. So here in my assembly, I'm actually going to join. Now, here with the joins, you've actually got a couple of different things. If you can actually go to motions, so these will actually allow you to actually join them, and it will spin, it will revolve. This one here is rigid, which is basically what we actually happen with a glued plate. They will actually stick together. This will be a pin slot. This one here will be a ball joint, like an arm socket. And there's so you can choose your actual sort of joint that you actually want to create as well. With the position though here, I'm actually going to select one, and what it does, as I'm hovering over it here, you can see it's chosen that front face, and that is the actual center. I'm going to click on that, and you can see here now it's actually asking me to do number 2. I'm going to change this view around a little bit, and again, same deal here. I actually want to come in, escape, I actually want to come in, find this face and the center of that drawing. And when I click that, it actually moves it together. So now I've actually got a rigid joint. All right. I'll show you that again, just so you actually understand what actually happened there. I'm just going to go escape, cancel. All right. To join these up, we actually get little indicators of how to actually do it. I'm going to come back here to assemble, joint, choose the type of joint I'm actually going to want. I want rigid at the moment. Find the actual position on the first one. It's that center of that front face. You can actually choose an edge as well if you wanted to, but we want center of that face. Go to my second one, move it to a position where you can actually see it, escape. Come back in here, find that center, and then the object moves it together for us. Okay, when we're happy with it. Right. So there we've got our brake plate assembled. But we're not actually finished there as well. Like in the actual manufacturing world, let me just go back to home. It's the easiest way to do it. Click on home. Right. But we want this actually as a drawing, a working drawing that we can actually use. So again, if you remember, I'm going to come up to design, drawing, and I want it from this design. It's showing me what it's going to give me. Okay. And again, it opens up my title block for me. Here, I'm going to position the first one roughly in about the space there. Change this all up, 1:1 in size, and go OK. Now, here, I don't want to keep doing that for an orthographic drawing. I'm actually just going to click on here. And what it's actually going to do, that's okay. That's right. Oh, come on, guys, you can do this. That's the front. Yep. Sorry, right click, and I'm actually going to project the view. Project it. So now I can actually click on this, and I'm going to drag it up here. There is my top. And then I'm going to come back here and I'm going to get my front. And then I'm going to come up here and get my 3D view. escape. Okay. So now in this case here, I'm just going to move this up so it's actually a little bit better. And you can see let's drag that up there as well. Oh, let's just move this one in here too, just a touch, to try and get it nice and neat. This one up here, I'm going to click that and move that back. Now, in this case here, I'm just going to click on this here, and I'm actually going to edit the view. This one here, I want to actually make sure it's a nice rendered view. I've got that there, so it's closed. So you can now see, like straight away, it's done all this for me. Next thing I need to do is start thinking about the dimensions. All right, so I'm going to actually click from, this first one here is the one that I actually want. I'm just going to zoom in. All right, so from this point to this point, it's 8. The next one is going to be from this point to this point, which is 12. Next one is this point to this point. I'm going to go like that. And then I can go from here on this one to this one, take that up. And go from here. Okay, so you can see what I'm actually doing here. It's just dimensioning it really nicely for me. So there's no rubbish that's actually occurring at all. Look at that, that's just great stuff. Come on, up a little bit more. Right. So you can see here straight up, it's actually done this whole dimension drawing for me. Again, save often, dimensioned drawing, dimensioned ortho, so save, and there you have it. Okay, so based on all of this one drawing, I've been able to come back here and I've been able to create from my original brake shoe the composite actual pad with the different materials actually located in it. I've then actually done an exploded view, and I finished up with this orthographic view, which ties together what the syllabus is actually requiring us to do for this unit. Again, practice, practice, practice. Practice makes perfect. You do it more often, the easier it actually gets and the easier to understand, but that's the flow on how you do these drawings. Thanks, guys. Talk to you soon.